Hi guys, welcome to a new video. I want to do a book reading update because I think it's been a long time since I've talked about books on this channel. I actually can't remember what was the last book update I did. So let's get into it. Kind of like a weird book update because I actually have been having a bit of a reading slump and I haven't really finished any of the books. So I kind of want to talk about the books that I've been reading. I had started with, we have Haruki Murakami's Desire, which is a collection of short stories written by Murakami, and it's on the theme of love and desire. I really love this. I've started it last year, so I would sort of read it whilst I was reading other things. I would just sort of read a chapter, read a story, and pick it up when I could. And I think it's a really great little dive if you have never read Murakami. I haven't finished it though, so I have to get back into it. I think I've read most of the short stories. I might have like 2 left. But a really great read. I think this is a solid, well, I don't know if I'm rating this. I'll probably wait until I finish this. And then I started, I don't have it with me here, it might be in my shelf, but I started, what is it called? Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellers. I had heard so much about the book and I'd seen so many of my favorite book people read it, and yeah, I just really wanted to read it. I started it like a chapter and then for some reason I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know why, and so I didn't finish it, but I do plan on getting back to it. I don't think there was a problem with the book. I think it was more just like me and just not being in the mood. And then I decided I would read Eileen by Ottessa Moshfegh. If you've been watching my vlogs, which you should, you've probably seen this. I was really enjoying this, but then I kind of hit a wall halfway through. I'm like halfway through. I have watched the movie adaptation of this with Anne Hathaway, so I thought it would be easier, and it is easier. Because I kind of generally know the story. This has a more like wintry vibe, and I was reading it during the summer here in South Africa, so it was a bit like strange, but I really like this. I will say it's not the most like interesting or engaging type of reading. It feels quite it's not very complex. It feels quite basic. It's like it feels as though it's the type of fiction that I would have read when I was in high school. It just doesn't feel too simple for me, if that makes any sense. But I do like the character of Eileen and the way she views Rebecca, who is this woman that she becomes obsessed with. And then I don't know if I've talked about this on here, you've probably seen it in a vlog. I read The Vegetarian by Kang, and this is the first book by this author that I've read. This was last year's Nobel Prize in Literature winner, which was really cool to read. And this is the first book of the year that I've read, so I'm really happy about that. It is an incredible book. Very, like, I think a huge difference between the way that Ottessa Moshfegh writes and the way that Kang writes, although it is obviously translated, but I just think there's like a difference in terms of quality of writing. Like Ottessa Moshfegh, for me, I ended up feeling as though it felt like a grad student writing. I don't know, maybe that's a bit harsh, but with Kang, it felt, you could just feel that it was somebody who was much more, I think both of these might be their debut. If I'm wrong, let me know. But with Kang, it just feels so much more like adept and someone who has a greater understanding of what they're trying to convey. It's a very strange story and has a very strange ending, but I still think it's so brilliant. It's very, very interesting. And it basically follows a woman who becomes a vegetarian, and instead of it being from her point of view, it's seen through the perspective of the people around her. So her husband, and then her brother-in-law, and then her sister. Very wild, very strange. It has dream-like consciousness to it as well in certain parts, and then it's just kind of a lot, and obviously has a greater theme and analogy to women and the way that women are seen and treated in Korean society. That was really interesting for me to learn more about. Obviously, if you know anything about the Korean society and women, you obviously have an understanding, but this just sort of like deepened it. It gave me greater depth to it. Such poeticism with the way that this is written, and I think Kang did start out in poetry, so you can definitely see that in the way that she writes. I just loved it, honestly. I wish I had more specific things to say, but it's been kind of a while since I finished it. I would love to actually read more about what other people have to say, more articles, and I would love to watch what Kang has to say about this. It's such a unique film. It kind of has a subversion of ideas. It's very bold. So yeah, I really loved that. I would give this like a 4.5 out of 5. It's one of the best, genuinely one of the best books I've read in a while. And the book I'm currently reading, I was lucky enough to attend an event with Exclusive Books, and I received a proof copy of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's Dream Count, the new book. So I didn't buy it, I received a free proof copy, and so yeah, I'm reading it. I just started it. Very, very interesting. Again, a book about an African woman in the time of COVID, like 2020, which is really interesting. I don't think I've read anything from that time period as of yet, and basically kind of deals with relationships. So yeah, I'm interested to see how I feel about it. I will let you know, and that's the reading update. Let me know what you think if you've read any of these books, and I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye.